So if my wife and my 2 kids are well, in no particular order, and the other one, and that's where the spirituality comes in, right? Jesus Christ, still Lord and Savior, that's where I get my values and my anchor, it's in my Christianity. Everything else is semantics. One of the things I subscribe to is blessed are the flexible, for they shall not break.
Say that slowly for me.
Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not break.
I love that. Okay.
If I to box marketers, and I'm oversimplifying it, there are those who love the commercial side of marketing, especially traditional FMCG guys. And then you have more your, I can say, communication, who love the creative side. Yes. I love making money. In God we trust, for everyone else bring data. Right? And when I say data, I mean both quantitative and qualitative. A lot of time when you say data, people think only quant, but qualitatively as well. The second one, follow the money. Understand the business that you are in, how that business makes money. Understand how it makes money. Right? And there's 2 components of that. There's a money on Excel sheet, that's profit and everything, and there's cash as well, right? How that business also makes cash and gets the money out, etc. If you understand how the business makes money, you are very easily able to speak into the issues.
Role is possibly the most, or one of the most demanding roles. One in the business and organization, just in general, when we talk about people that are sitting at an executive level. How do you balance that, man? Your time with family and the time that you need to dedicate to the business.
People ask me this piece in terms of what determines my mood and stuff. Because relatively I'm a jolly guy. Right. So I'm just gonna lean on some spiritual stuff out of the gates. So for me, there's 2 things that are quite critical that determine my joy and my mood. And I'm not talking happiness, because I do get angry, I do get
like everyone else,
like everybody else. But let's sit at the core. So if my wife and my 2 kids are well, in no particular order, and the other one, and that's where the spirituality comes in, right? Jesus Christ, still Lord and Savior, that's where I get my values and my anchor, it's in my Christianity. Everything else is semantics. Now, if those 2 things haven't changed, then you're all good.
You sound like a family man.
Intentionality. There are many books and there are many leadership lessons and everything else, but there's one that stands out for me that actually was quite transformative life-wise for me, and this is going back probably to 2008. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
I've never read that book.
You must read that book.
Is it?
You must read that book. And if possible, also go for a training if there's one.
Okay.
And in there, it talks about, putting first things first and beginning with the end in mind. And back then I went through, defining what's important for me. Live as if, you're going to die today, but learn as if you're going to live forever. And I've kind of borrowed from that philosophy that I've got things that sit in both buckets. Live as if you're going to die today. So that one, that's where my family sits. That's where my faith sits. So it's quite important that I don't want to find myself in a situation where I find myself in a deathbed and have regrets that I didn't spend enough time with my family. I didn't tell my wife I love her. I didn't resolve an issue, etc. And showing up for my kids is scheduled, right? So I try by all means not to miss anything. For example, tomorrow my son is playing at school. I have it in the calendar just down the road. Pop in an hour, that's my lunch. I decided to have it later,
Yes.
step out, go there and watch him perform. Those moments are quite critical, right? But at the same time, work for me sits in that learn as if you're gonna live forever. I enjoy my work, I enjoy what I do. So I schedule things. My calendar, I have a calendar that has my personal and work,
Yeah, that's me.
right? It's in one space.
Yeah.
So scheduling those things. Thursdays, date nights
Yeah.
with the missus, right? We do that. Mondays, this rain, it's tricky, but Mondays we do walks
Yes.
at 6. So scheduling those things, because it's really about intentionality. Because yes, our schedules are demanding, but what I find most of the time, the issue is not that we don't want to do those things, but we're not intentional about booking time to do those things, right? And communicating those things to your colleagues, your things, so whoever you work with. So that intentionality, that's really it.
That's fantastic, man. As we start, before we get to where you are now in your current role, I've got a team that does good research, as you would have heard me fact check a couple of things
Sure.
with you. And I know that you just told me offline that you were born in Soweto. But I mean, you've traveled the world. You spent a lot of time at P&G in your career before you joined Old Mutual now, as you are Chief Marketing Officer. What I'm interested to understand is, as a Chief Marketing Officer currently of Africa's most storied brands, with Old Mutual, how does that feel like being in the seat right now, in this continent right now, where a lot of financial brands possibly are getting flack for a lot of things, but it almost feels like Old Mutual has been centered around a trusted brand, and you're in charge to run that.
I like to rephrase and say in charge, and rather say steward.
Okay, fair.
Right.
I'm with you.
Because the brand has been around for more than 180 years.
Crazy.
And I just been
You just been here for 5.
I just been
You
here
just
for 5.
arrived.
I've just arrived. And yeah, and it's quite an honor to be part of, adding into that chapter, continues to add, because this brand is sitting, and this expression, resting on the shoulder of giants. For this business and for this, it cannot be more true than that, because all the trust that has been built in is because of those moments when people had policies they paid out, those moments when the advisors were beyond just financial advisors, they were community leaders. People went in and involved them in lobola negotiations. It's a brand that's been entrenched deeply in communities, more than anything. And that's what has built this trust in this organization. And I think, when we do our brand equity and sense checking, the health of the brand in the market, the thing that always comes up for this brand is the whole trust, right? Which is, you can argue that it's a table stakes for what is required for financial services, but we over-index on the whole trust piece. And it can only build trust based on, fulfilling what you said you're going to fulfill. You can only build the trust if you have a relationship beyond just, the policy piece. Being there in the community, feeling the pain of the people, and innovating and creating solutions that tap into the insights and the challenges that people are facing in the community. And it's just fortunate, some of us, to be part of that and be part of that history and continue to add onto that.
Jeez. Sounds like such a tough job in the context that you just given me now. But you didn't start out in financial services.
No, I didn't.
And as I was reading, stalking you on LinkedIn, the team was sending me stuff, I found out something interesting, that you also are an engineer.
Yes.
And a marketer.
Yes.
For your sins, how did you even, from what I understand as well, engineer, turned marketer, but wanted to study accounting?
Yeah, no, hey, stuff is out there, right?
Anjani.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I just say the research is quite on point to find the accounting piece. That's impressive. That's really impressive. So, in high school, I wanted to study accounts,
Yeah.
and it's because we had an internship program where PwC came through to our high school and gave us like an internship program, and we were in PwC for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was blown away,
Yeah.
by because of course they were going there to woo us, and they woo us for sure.
Yeah.
And so that's where my mindset was
see.
at, right? We went there to Sunny Hill in their offices.
I remember that. Yeah.
I was like, I know, I think this is it. Then my science teacher at the time was like, nah, dude, I'm not gonna let my top maths and science student go and study accounts. We need engineers, and you've got the brain for engineering. And there's a lot of bursaries, and there's a lot of accounting commerce students. We need more black engineers, and there was a lot of sponsors. And then also chat with my parents. I was like, hey, maybe these people know better than me. Let me go and study engineering. So I went to UCT. The first 2 years, I really did not enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bit abstract, a little bit. And again, we're doing everything, like, chemistry, physics, and, all those things. And I was like, what's this got to do with what I want to do, etc. And again, as well, I was going to the mines,
I'm going to get to the mine story.
Yeah, I was going to the mines. And then on the other side, I went to air-conditioned offices.
That's crazy.
Right? And there I was sweating hard in the heat. But then at the time I was negotiating with my sponsors if I could switch to accounts.
Yeah.
All right. They're like, no, don't worry. In third and fourth year, you'll enjoy engineering, etc. And to that credit, I did enjoy it.
Really?
In the third and fourth year, I enjoyed engineering. But the challenge with it as well was just you're working in the middle of nowhere. So I was stationed in Khartoum when I finished. And at that time, Khartoum, there was ShopRite, there was Pep, and then there was bottle stores and butchery.
Yeah.
Like here, and weekend just sitting there. You guys are going there with their GTIs, the engineers, because that's all you can spend your money on.
Yeah.
As the cars. I was like, I'm gonna have gout or I'm gonna be an alcoholic, because that's all you could do.
I'm gonna have gout or alcohol. The butcher is throwing the alcohol.
Right? And my wife, girlfriend at the time, then there was no WhatsApp.
Yes.
There was nothing. All right. So only had please call me.
Yeah.
So please call, I love you. Please call, I miss you. And the distance was just gonna kill us.
Yeah.
So then I negotiated for them to let me go of my bursary. They refused because they're like, dude, you're our top electrical engineering student in your third year.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the year in 2005, what happened was that they had too many electrical engineering students, so they had to let go of the students. So they asked if some students can go, right, and not have any obligation. But I went to them because they were not letting me go. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna be working hard to get someone to buy me out. As you know, I wanted to switch. This engineering thing, working in the middle of nowhere in dust, I don't know it's for me. Right? It was very clear. I'm gonna be in the mines, and then it's really not for me. And then they were kind enough to listen.
Yeah.
I was like, rather give someone who wants to be an engineer.
Yeah.
Etc. I enjoyed the studies. I passed very well, but it was not for me. And they were kind enough to let me go.
Sure.
So yeah.
Jeez, man. And then, so we understand now you are an accountant head that did engineering, eventually got to love engineering, but then ends up being a marketer.
How did that happen?
With P&G, which is one of the biggest companies, if you argue, around the FMCG space or CPG space, depending where you're from. And you decided to call HR, from what I hear.
Yes, Yes.
What drove you to make that decision around marketing?
Man, I'm so impressed with the research. So I ended up doing during that time in that oasis when now I didn't have a job, I was free. Then I did a postgrad course. Vets was it used to call me Vets Plus. I don't know if it still exists or not. They were launching a postgrad course for people who have done like commerce, marketing, or accounting, or economics, who want to do finance, right? And want to do like pivot and have a finance postgrad. So I negotiated very hard to get into that program.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it, by the way, but
Story for another day.
Still for another day. Because then I joined PNG. I was like, I'm
like,
happy here. I'll be happier. So I just jumped off on that. So I negotiated hard to get in because it was for those who had commerce but not engineering.
Got you.
Then somehow I was like, I'm a guinea pig. What's there to lose, etc. So then they allowed me to join. When I joined, almost every second case that we were doing was PNG, Procter Gamble. I'm like, but who are these guys? So I went online and checked, bumped into brand management. Oh, they said brand management. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And there was a job for an assistant brand manager. So then the following day I called. Right, that day, you could still call at reception, ask for HR, and
they pick up.
Then they pick up, they send you through, and then the person will pick up on that side. So they picked up, and I was like, hey, my name is Mosala. I've got this qualification. There's a job for an assistant brand manager. I don't know what brand managers do. I've got no background in marketing.
Yeah.
Do you guys hire engineers to do this job? And by the way, at that time, I was applying everything everywhere but engineering. Okay, so I applied at JP Morgan and all sorts of places. And then they're like, no, for sure, apply. We like engineers. We like your kind. And our current marketing director is actually an electrical engineer. So we've got a couple of engineers in marketing. So apply. It's not a foreign concept.
Yeah.
So I applied and I got in.
Can I tell you, I've got maybe I'm a hater.
Yeah.
I did marketing. I studied marketing.
Sure.
I get this thing in me when people that didn't study marketing just go into marketing roles, they just give them roles, right? To your point, they're like, no, we like your kind. As an engineer, because they think about how engineers think, how complex the things they think about, how it can be applied to the line of work in marketing.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the other way around for marketers, it's not as easy if you're trying to go into a different industry or different sector.
Fair enough.
But I mean, you got into PNG, congrats.
Thank you.
And now I'm interested to understand because when I look at your CV, you spent time in different roles. You were there for 16, 15 years, give or take. And I'm interested to understand across these different roles in West Africa, time in Switzerland, what have you seen or what did you see around African consumers and marketing to different countries across the continent? Because obviously, again, Africa is not a country. That's what I always say to people. You think Africa, you're like, this is how Africans are. But when you go into West Africa, East Africa, it's very different. If you think and reflect about the things you would have seen, Western world, going into the continent, what are some of the things that possibly it taught you and geared you for where you are now? And you can sit and reflect and think, eh?
There's a lot of questions that you asked.
It's a layered question.
Okay. Can I rephrase your question?
Sure.
To what are the differences between working in Central Eastern Europe, Middle East, and then Africa, in terms of marketing, right, principle-wise. So, I think a lot of people talk about marketing as both a science and an art, and I think the both principles apply. And I think where the art piece comes in is more the nuances of the local nuances, etc.
Yeah.
And as much as, one thing, okay, I'm going to take a detour and come back to your point. One thing that I find challenging a little bit in marketing, and hence, you can have people like myself who are not marketers coming in is because it's such a forever evolving and forever changing and at a fast pace, right? So, for example, if someone is a chartered accountant or an engineer or a lawyer, and someone says, I'm a CA, you know what board exams they've written, tax and everything else, etc.
Yes.
When I look at engineering, voltage and ampage and stuff, those things are consistent. They don't change that much, right? If someone says, I'm an attorney, you know which board exams they've written and what kind of like they've done. It's slightly tricky to do in marketing because, for example, when I joined into marketing, there was no such thing as podcasts.
Yes.
Right? There was no YouTube.
Correct.
There was no Facebook.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as a content manager. There was no performance marketing.
Yes.
Search engine optimization. Like there's jobs that mushed up.
True.
That mushroom up that did not exist at all. And it continues to evolve. But if you strip it down to the principle, and I'm going to come back to answering your question, but if you take all of these things and you strip down to their principles, is that you've just only been having technological disruptions, but at the core, things have remained the same. And what do I mean by that? Human beings have loved stories, right? Human beings have loved entertainment. Human beings have loved communication and talking. So, back in the days, you used to have newspapers. Newspapers have evolved to blogs. There was magazines, but now it's blogs and it's on social streets, tweets and everything else. People used to love to, radio. You can argue that radio has evolved to more like podcast.
Correct.
People have loved watching entertainment from going to cinema and then became TV, then became VHS at home and DVDs. And then now we are streaming. So at the heart of it, what's just been evolving and changing is more the technology and the medium of how those things have been delivered.
Got you.
But at the core of it,
Got you.
right, has been the same. People loved listening to music.
Yes.
Used to go somewhere first to go and watch someone perform, right? Then it moved to radio. Then from radio, now you have CDs and cassettes and stuff. And now we're streaming, right? That's all that's been happening. So therefore, if knowing that human beings at the core, in terms of what they yearn for and stuff, hasn't changed. That's where now the art of marketing is that when marketing shines, it's when at the core we understand the human desires and driving those things, and you take your brand and your solutions to enhance what is it that they want. No one wakes up and says, I want a funeral policy. No one. But what people want is to provide a dignified send-off to their loved ones.
That's what they want,
So we're in the business of that, of being part of the dignified process.
Got you.
Right? People always wanted to move from point A to point B. There were horses, then trains, cars, airplanes, etc. Now, Uber is able to disrupt the car and the taxi industries because they're providing a convenience way for someone moving from point A to point B. So understanding those things in terms of, okay, humans are core. So whether you're working in Europe, whether you're working in Africa, etc., yes, at the core of the human, it's the same. The core of human desire is the same. What's different from culture to culture and the nuance and stuff is those cultural dynamics of how those desires are expressed, how those desires are governed in a society or in a community. But at the core, human beings are really the same, right? And it's what drives them is really that. And that's when you go into a new market, knowing the principles that you have, that you understand the human need, what they're trying to solve, because you want to come into a system of solving an issue.
Yes.
Right, with your product.
Correct.
No one wants your product.
Correct.
They're using your product or your service to solve something that they want.
There's a problem that exists.
The problem that exists. And some problems are obvious,
Yeah.
some are not obvious, right?
Okay.
To people.
Yeah.
In terms of whatever. Nobody said, I want an app that I can sit and call in and get it into someone's car and go whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
And I can get the car, Tabani can get his own private car and stuff. Nobody said that.
Correct.
Nobody said that I want an app where when I'm going on holiday, I can rent someone's bedroom and not go to a hotel.
Yes.
Nobody said that.
Yeah.
But there was this whole thing that, okay, people want space to go and live and stuff. Airbnb popped up. But the human need to go somewhere and do vacation. And when you know that in all those things, yes, there might be a set market. The hotel guys were looking at how do we improve the hotel experience.
Correct.
Using the current solutions that are sitting there. Someone else was thinking of a
something different, totally different
solution. So, and that's really at the heart of it, solving those things for people, because coming in, you have to ask yourself, what am I solving that's unique for these people? And when you have that need, your solution and service that sits in that beautiful insight. And that's what people confuse insights and facts, right? Facts is what all of us can observe. It's facts. It's a table, etc. Right? But insight sits in terms of why people are doing what they're doing. Data will tell you what people are doing. Insights will tell you why they're doing it. And it's those things that are not so obvious. Hence, that's why you can have everybody looking at the same market, looking at the same information, but there could be disruptors coming in because they're able, from the data, is to find out the why, right? So that for me has been the thing of moving across different countries and markets, is to try and get into the why people are doing what they're doing, so that my product can meet, or my solution can meet that, and then it can create a space of value for me versus my competitors. And lastly, all the technological disruptions, those just evolving touch points. When I joined, I could just be on TV. I'll reach 80% of my target audience. Today, I need to be in YouTube. I need to be on. So I think of video in that fragmented piece, but it's still at the core of it.
Correct.
It's the same principles.
And it's interesting because what I always say, FMCG teaches you a lot around that. You spent over 16 years at P&G, different markets, different brands. And I can imagine the type of insights you've got in your toolbox coming into a different industry. You leave CPG, you come to financial services. I'm thinking, I'm like, how did this guy, one, why did he move? And two, because the role of marketing also changes, right? FMCG, we were speaking earlier on that you lead. You had regional roles, you were leading these brands. You came up with the innovation, the strategy. You rope in everyone and say, okay, guys, there's a problem. Insights has said, let's do X, Y, Z. This is the strategy. This is the audience. This is how big they are. These are the volumes you're going to get from these guys. This is how much money this business will be making because of what we are discussing. You like a GM of your own, basically, brand. Then you say, actually, I'm going to go to financial services where the role of marketing is very different. You'd argue it's more support, at least from what I've heard, right? One, how did you make the move? I'm interested because it's like you're pivoting. And I want to have the pivoting conversation with you, because you could find that people are watching here, they're trying to pivot from, I don't know, marketing into a different...
For sure.
Or different brand, different sector, etc. So let's have the pivoting conversation first.
Pivoting conversation. All right. So one of the things I subscribe to is blessed are the flexible, for they shall not break.
Say that slowly for me.
Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not break.
I love that. Okay.
Right. So I'm a pivoter, right? So I like to see it that way. And some can argue whether it was calculated or intentional or circumstances, but as long as is not violating my core values and principles, I don't hold on to things, right? Like I said to you, I'm a sucker for learning.
Yeah.
Right? Learning is if you're gonna live forever.
Got you.
That for me is one of those things. Like I really go after knowledge and experiences. So I love new experiences. So that's what primarily drives the shifts, right? So I was at P&G for 16 years and things were good, and I'm loving it. But a couple of things for me that, like, I was starting to getting boxed in. You know, I say to people, from time to time, at least a year or every 2 years, even if you're not looking to move, just go for interviews.
Yeah.
And just suss out like what's out there people are looking out for, and you know, and stuff, and to get feedback as well. What was becoming very clear for me was, as I was quite senior at P&G, there was a question that always came up, is that, are you flexible? Can you adapt to different culture? Can you adapt? They're like, no, you know, you're a senior guy, and you relatively, you know, you're gonna go into senior roles. So there's always a question mark of, can you adapt to different cultures when you've worked in one place for such a long time? So that was becoming a thing that was becoming a question mark, and I wanted to deal with it, right? And two, that just you've been in FMCG all your life. Can you do marketing somewhere else and whatever? So that for me was moving into that. I could take two big boxes.
Yes.
That, okay, if I can go to financial services and make it work there, so you have extreme industries.
Yeah.
No one can ever question that. My guy, are you flexible? Can you adapt to different industries and different cultures and different contexts? That was that. Two, in South Africa, financial services and telcos, that's where the big marketing jobs are. In terms of size and budget and everything else. And I wanted to just tick that box as well of doing a big, meaningful marketing job in the country.
Gotcha.
Not saying at all those were not big marketing jobs I did at P&G, but it's
I get you.
There's a nuance, there's a different, because the other one is you're managing a brand with a product. Here it's a bit broader than just a brand and a product. I wanted also to work in a public listed company locally, because it comes with their own different dynamics.
It does.
Right? You know, engagement with the board, etc. That comes with a slightly different skills that as you grow as a career in the senior leadership piece, you want to have those exposures and that growth. And when I was having a conversation with Old Mutual, one of the things that also appealed to me, which goes back to one of the questions that you were asking, so they were looking for a marketer who's got a commercial experience, right? Because one of the things was just, you know, how do we make sure that the marketing and discussions are commercially minded? So, which it was great for me, because then I had room to get into the commercial conversations that normally, probably in a traditional sense, I will not be able to be like, are you marketing? We just want vibes and colors and ads. You know, why you want to get into solving the previous problem? And I think there's an overall awareness of the value of marketing, especially with just how digital marketing has come in, because what digital marketing has done also is just give marketers more tangible measurements. That the traditional sense, they took longer to materialize a piece. But it's a very different world, right? It's like night and day. Moving from being a commercial director, running a business, running a P&L and everything else, to where more you're not the one running the business, right, and stuff. So that,
I think it's a culture shock.
It's a massive
for a guy
one.
like you.
It's a massive one. It's a massive one. Consider actually more for commercial. If I had to box marketers, and I'm oversimplifying it, there are those who love the commercial side of marketing, especially traditional FMCG guys. And then you have more your, I can say, communication, who love the creative side. Yes. I love making money. Right? I I more get joy
Yeah.
when I see that full funnel,
Yeah.
like from that inside product
Yes.
service leading to revenue growth.
Yes.
Seeing cost optimization and seeing profit growing.
Yes.
That full
Margins are
chain.
looking nice. Yeah, you're like,
That
I
excites
can
me,
see. Yeah.
right? More than like if I can get an award.
Yeah.
It was a great moving story. People were talking, etc. But
Yeah.
didn't translate to this part.
Correct.
Right. So yeah.
But you'd argue that's what marketing is, though. Yes, there's the creative side, but
It is.
And I almost want to piggyback to what you said earlier on, solving the problem.
Yeah.
And the creative is an output of trying to solve whatever.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And for me, that's the most important thing.
No,
that's
definitely.
the most important thing for sure.
Definitely. No, and I think, and also the difference as well between financial services and I speak insurance specifically because financial services is a little bit broader. So I say insurance specifically. In FMCG, you put an ad, communication, stuff is on the shelf. If it's not on the shelf, you know who to go
Yeah, definitely.
It's a sales guy, and then the
it-
sales guy
is it
will tell you
listed? Is
it's
it
a
ranged?
logistics.
Yeah.
The logistics guy, right?
Exactly.
If the promotion is not there, it's very clear.
Yeah.
It's a sales guy. If there's everything is on the shelf, the promotion is there, but it's not moving on the shelf, it's a marketing guy.
Correct.
Right?
Rate of sale.
So very clear, and the responsiveness is a little bit quicker, and because there's not anyone at the shelf trying to convince anyone to buy. Yes, you've got promoters, but you can't cover everybody. It's really your communication that has to work hard. In insurance, especially life insurance, it's a much longer journey.
Yeah.
Right? And you have advisors who give advice, and insurance is one of those that, people have to call, hence that's why everybody gets a lot of SMSs and calls and stuff. It's a hard sell in it, right? It's a hard sell. So the attribution to the marketing is not so intuitive. And it's not so straightforward because the journey is so long, etc., and the pace of it.
I get you.
Right? And, so it's one of those that when it comes into, say, I just want to know what that ROI is, it's not a linear journey.
Yeah.
It's simple on the digital marketing, you can do that, right?
Sure.
You can see, okay, all the way, how many people clicked and how many whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that's one part of the value chain.
True.
There's a whole other value chain of things that you're doing, right? Which all of them, you can't attribute that radio ad
Correct.
delivered this. And because also the product is not like I've launched a new shampoo. How's the shampoo doing versus the rest of my base shampoo?
Got you.
And then it's Christmas. I'm launched this gifting pack. Yes. How does this gifting pack perform versus the rest of the lineup? The products are not like that, right? So it comes with its own interesting way of attribution and demonstrating value, which is challenging in itself, but rewarding at the same time.
Love it. Now, in your role, you handle a team over 200 plus. 270 is the number I've got here, but obviously it changes in 14 markets. Is it 14 markets? Give or take. That comes with its own complexity. They've got their own structures. There's people that lead in those different markets, in the different ways you've structured the team. How has that journey become like for you in the sector? In setting up those teams, but also almost future-proofing what marketing should look like now. There's AI, there's so many things that are happening.
Very clear. So, and the good thing is that for each of the business units, slash clusters, slash however you want to look at it, there's a head of markets. Right. And the best way for me to make sure that things hold together is to have a functioning marketing exco, which got all the heads, the different businesses slash countries. And that's where you distill a lot of information. And also as well, it's, making sure that you've got very clear roles and responsibilities of who does what, etc. And knowing that as well, that people are accountable to the businesses as well, right? So I have the functional responsibility, but I don't have the business deliverable responsibility everywhere. So therefore, having leaders in every business. I'm quite blessed that we've got a very good marketing leaders who've got very good mutual respect for each other, and very clear that it's practically impossible for me to have depth in every single business and customer issues and have depth in every single country and stuff like that. So just have to make sure that you've got the right governance processes in place, and you have the right clarity in terms of what you're trying to do from a brand perspective, and find sweet spots and synergies with what the business is trying to do. Gotcha. It's practically impossible for such a big organization to try and control everything. Yeah. And this is when the true test of leadership comes in terms of creating a vision, enabling people, and creating systems to drive execution. Yeah. Without you, because it's practically impossible to be involved in every single detail. True. And equip people to do what they need to do and trust them to do what they need to do, and have reviews and stuff that are required to make sure that things are going in the right direction.
If you think about your time starting and the time where you are in now, and you're almost reflecting, would you do anything different? Thinking about, was it January 2021 when you started?
Hey, during COVID, Papa. Yeah, it was online. I met people for the first time face to face after 6 months.
Sure.
It was during that time people were like, oh, tough, yeah. You are not as tall as I thought. Yeah. So for sure, there are many things that I've, how can I put it this way? Say, there are many things I would do differently, not to get a different outcome. Okay. Right? But how the outcome was achieved, because I'm very happy with, and it's not only just me, but organizationally, and from what we've set out as our aspirations, we've delivered as per those. The brand in the last 5 years has strengthened from, brand equity, but also from brand finance. During that tenure, the brand moved into the top 10 strongest South African brands in terms of brand strength. 2024, we made it to be the number 1 strongest insurance brand globally. So, lovely. So very proud in terms of what has been achieved in that tenure. Things I've done differently, probably more on the how than anything. Yeah. Right. So, and for obvious reasons, one came with strong tools of 16 years. Yeah. Right. Of how to do certain things. Right. Being very detailed. Yeah. Being very on process piece. Being a lover of writing versus presentation. Yeah. So certain things I kind of had to be. I wish I was a little bit more relaxed, a little bit on to get certain things moving very fast. But at the same time, it's the same stuff as well that drove. So it's more of I could have been a little bit easier on certain things. I'll give a practical example. Sure. P&G, it's a writing organization, right? Okay.
What do you mean?
So, Amazon talks about, they've got memos.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But it's a concept that
correct.
I think Bezos took from P&G.
Okay, I get you.
So so every conversation and everything else, you have to have one pages. Yes. You have to fit everything in that one page. Yes, you can have appendix up to 20, but your clarity of thought, it is a specific way of writing.
It helps, eh? Yeah.
No, it helps big time. But it took me almost 2 years to get to a certain level of writing that way and running meetings in that way. Omich is an organization of PowerPoints. It's not an organization of writing documents for every single meeting. And I'll probably say it's a hybrid of both.
Gotcha.
Right, it's a hybrid of both because I think more for board it's more writing because it's easier to digest written documentation than PowerPoint. But it's very PowerPoint heavy culture-wise. Gotcha. So I was trying to get, because I was used to certain
Yes.
format, and I came in and like I read written
Yes.
documents. So then people spending too much time
Yeah.
to try and write,
Yeah.
and then I'll give them thousands of feedback in terms of this is how you need to
write.
write, versus actually dealing with the thing, right? So it's in those, and it's a, like I say, it's a trivial example, but it's quite an
I
important
get you. Yeah.
example that, which it's one of the reasons why I decided to jump as well, is to take the essence of what I've learned and what I've known kind of like work and embrace it with the new and refine myself versus trying to continue working in the same old, the way that I know how to. And then I learned to, from the writing piece, what is a core thing?
Yeah.
And how can I implement that in this new environment, a new way of communicating, that I still get what I want and instill the discipline that I want to instill the discipline and build the skills that I want people to build the skills.
Yes.
And be flexible on the delivery and the format of it.
I love that. In closing, if a marketer, or let's just say a commercial person, let's not say a marketer.
Yeah.
A commercial person is actually watching now. What would you love them to like write on the wall and never forget? What's that important lesson that comes from you specifically? They should have on the wall and never forget.
Yeah. A commercial person.
Commercial person. Or maybe we can say a commercial marketer, if you want to call it that even.
Commercial marketer.
Yeah.
The first one, in God we trust, for everyone else bring data. Right? And when I say data, I mean both quantitative and qualitative. A lot of time when you say data, people think only quant, but qualitatively as well. And so therefore, as marketers and commercial people, we need to be obsessed of not only listening to our gut, right? And not saying God we trust, for everyone else bring data. It's not sufficient to say to me, Mosala, trust me, right? Mosala, trust me because I've spoken to customers. I have these insights. They said, that's qualitative, right? Etc. Right? In terms of the essence of what has inspired a mother to take more than what they earn on a monthly and buy Cavella.
Yeah, I get you.
Right? There's no numbers that can explain.
Yeah.
But there's that insight of why they were able to take more than what they earn a month and buy a Cavella. That's an insight, right? Then when you come and say this is why, then I'll trust you. The other one is data piece, quantitative, because that's why I said that there's two walls, right? Of what is happening and why it's happening.
Yes.
I can see that there's a lot of sales of Cavellas. That's what the data is telling me.
That's the data.
But I need to understand qualitatively why is it happening. That's the first one. The second one, follow the money. Understand the business that you are in, how that business makes money.
Yeah.
Understand how it makes money.
Yeah.
Right? And there's two components of that. There's a money on Excel sheet, that's profit and everything, and there's cash as well, right? How that business also makes cash and gets the money out, etc. If you understand how the business makes money, you are very easily able to speak into the issues. I'll give you an example. One of our businesses, they've been driving the same marketing the same calendar of activities, okay? And they say, okay, we want to do this thing, etc. And I was like, well, no, this is our calendar or whatever. And I asked a meeting with that business exco. I'm like, guys, this is what I've received from your team in terms of the activities and calendar. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But however, from the business, financials, etc., these products are less profitable, right, than than what I understand. And I understand you're trying to drive your margins. Why are you spending money doing this? Like, that's what we used to do and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, but
I don't agree with this plan. Why don't you move the bulk of the money to this piece,
Correct.
which is the bulk of the business where you're facing the challenges, and this is where your margins are being made versus driving this.
Yes.
Right. So then you're not just only taking a brief and say we want to sell this product, etc. You are able to say, is this the right products that we want to focus on and the solution on, right? So yeah, those two things. Follow the money, understand how the business makes money, and last thing, God we trust for everyone else, bring data.
On that note, thank you, brother.
Jovic.
This was a good one.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Super. It's a wrap, gents.